Alright, first video by Classy. On this channel, I'm gonna talk about anything Korea related, um, whether it's entertainment, K-pop, politics, economy, whatnot, social issues, whatnot. Anything that I want to talk about and anything that you want to hear from me. It could be controversial and it could be not controversial, but I will tell it from my own perspective, trying to stay as neutral as possible. Now, in this video, I wanna start light by talking about this particular article. 2006 liners growing up, from Le Sserafim's Eunchae to Boy Next Door's Unhak, ready to take on adulthood. So it talks about the K-pop members, 10 of them, who are becoming adults this year, turning 20 according to this article. But I would like to talk about the Korean age system as well. So here's how it starts. By the way, and I'm gonna talk about my biases, of course, Hype artists and Hype idol members. But if I miss anyone that you like, please tell me. So next time I won't miss them. I won't skip them. All right, so here we go. The year 2025, the year of the blue snake, has dawned. Among last year's K-pop stars who led the global wave, many are stepping into their 20s this year, a milestone year marking adulthood. Particularly, idols born in 2006, often the youngest members of their groups, shared their hopes to shed their youthful image and show a more mature, responsible side. Sports Soul, which is the name of this news media agency, brings you the New Year's thoughts of 10 rising K-pop stars from the class of 2006 who are ready to take on fresh challenges and dreams in 2025. Who are these 10 members? It's Mix Kyujin, Le Sserafim Eunchae, Boy Next Door Unhak, Ampersand Won Makaya and Kim Sung Mo, Tuos Ji-hoon and Hanjin, 50-50 50-51? Yeah, oh, sorry, Hana. That was a wrong translation. Hana means one in Korean. And Say My Name, Soha, and Tohi. Okay? Now, I would like to point out a mistake, or not a mistake, but a technical error that this journalist has made. They said that these members are stepping into their 20s this year, right? A milestone year marking adulthood. But according to the new Korean age system, or according to the international age system, they are not turning 20s, right? These guys were born in 2006. So you might be like, what are you talking about? They're turning 20s? They're not. And yeah, you are right. Because Korea traditionally has used a unique age counting system, often called Korean age, which is different from the international age system, right? But as of June 2023, South Korea officially adopted the international age system for legal and administrative purposes. That was one of the initiatives that the current government administration pushed for, right? And let me explain the traditional system very briefly and the difference with the international age system. So, in the Korean system, a person is considered 1 year old at birth. This comes from the cultural perception that time in the womb counts as part of a person's age. And instead of counting birthdays, everyone adds a year to their age on January 1st, regardless of their actual birth date. Right? This means a baby born on December 31st would turn 2 years old the very next day on January 1st. Meanwhile, their international age will be still be a few years old, right? Because according to the international system, it's more straightforward, right? You are 0 years old at birth and you gain 1 year on your birthday each year. But starting June 2023, South Korea officially adopted the international age system to reduce confusion and align with global standards, right? But people still use the traditional age system informally in daily conversations. So let me briefly read that actual law. So here it is. Article 7-2 Framework Act on Administrative Regulations, Calculation, and Display of Age in Administrative Affairs. Unless otherwise specified by other laws or regulations, age in administrative matters is calculated based on the date of birth, using the International Age System. Age is expressed in years, but for individuals under the age of 1, age can be displayed in months. But at the same time, the government is trying to encourage people to use the international system in their daily conversations as well. But interestingly, according to this particular article, despite the government adopting the international age system, most Koreans still use other systems in daily life, the old system. A survey showed only 36% use international age, while 35.6% use the Korean age system, and over 28% use the calendar age system, where you come up with your age by subtracting the year you were born from the current year, right? So, for example, if you were born in 2000, then you would subtract 2000 from 2025. So you are 5 years old, according to the calendar age. Now, it says usage varies by age and context. Teens prefer the Korean age system, while young adults favor international or year age for its younger effects. Cultural norms such as using age to determine social hierarchy, which is a big thing in Korea, and legal practices like calculating drinking age or insurance age with year age contribute to the persistence of other systems. Children and even adults find it awkward to abandon the familiar Korean age system, with some even opting to share birth years to avoid confusion. And it says experts believe that over time, the international system might gain wider acceptance, but deeply rooted customs and the Korean language's emphasis on age as a basis for relationships make the transition challenging, it says. Similar systems have faded in other East Asian countries, but Korea remains unique in holding on to the traditional age calculation. Now, here, which is why Korea has an age calculator. If you go to Naver, which is the biggest search engine in Korea, if you type in 나이 계산기, age calculator, this is what you will see. And you can type in your birth dates and then the current date, then it gives you two ages. 만나이, international age, and calendar age, but not the old traditional Korean age. So it doesn't have it because that's what the government is trying to get rid of. And here are some things that you can do if you are at a certain age. Age 18 and older, international age. You're eligible to vote, obtain a driver's license, and work part-time or full-time. Ages 18 to 30 by international age, 만나이, you're eligible to apply for a working holiday system. Now, calendar year age, 18 and older. You're eligible for a military enlistment and applying for grade 6 public servant positions. For elementary school enrollment, it begins in March of the year following the child's 6th birthday, that is international age, corresponding to year age 7. Pretty confusing, right? Military Service Act and Juvenile Protection Act you use year age, calendar year age, based solely on the birth year. For age 19 and older by international age, you're eligible to watch R-rated movies in Korea. Okay? Now, you might ask, does it mean that these artists are not becoming adults this year? That's not true. They're still adults. It's just that they're not gonna turn 20s. Because as of July 1st, 2013, the revised Civil Act came into effect in Korea, and according to Article 4, the age of adulthood was lower from 20 to 19, so that was pretty huge. This means that once an individual turns 19, they are no longer considered a minor, but an adult. Consequently, parental authority over them is also terminated at that age. So let's go back to this article and talk about the artist. Once again, I'm gonna talk about my biases only. Le Sserafim, 홍은채, 언니es, let's go eat 짜장면 together. Le Sserafim enjoyed a remarkable global run last year. Both their mini albums' title tracks charted on the Billboard Hot 100, and they made history as the fastest K-pop act to hold a solo stage at Coachella, just 18 months after debut. 막내 홍은채 expressed her joy in entering adulthood with loved ones, saying, "I'm so happy to spend the last moments of my teens and this milestone year with Fear Not," which is the fandom name, "and my group members." She added, "In the new year, I want to become someone who brings happiness and courage to those around me." As an adult, Eunchae wants to showcase new sides of herself, jokingly reminding her fans of Le Sserafim's content, where she promised to eat jjajangmyeon with her members once she turned 20. "I hope everyone attends," she said with a playful smile. Interestingly, Le Sserafim was featured in a commercial for Jim Beam, right, the alcohol drinks. But Eunchae, unfortunately, could not make it because at the time she was still a minor. Now, her birthday is November 10th, so she still gotta wait for 10 more months if she would like to be featured in an alcohol or related commercial, right? I have already calculated. November 10, 2006, right now, she's 18 by international age. By calendar year age, she's already 19. But she's got to wait until November 10th to become legally adult. Cool. All right, let's move on. But yeah, Eunchae will finally join her unnies for adulthood. Next up, Boy Next Door's Unhak. I want to enjoy a late night sauna with no time restrictions. Boy Next Door gained traction last year with relatable songs and solid skills, achieving steady growth. Their third mini album, 19.99, released in September, was a million seller. And you can already guess from the title of this album, it was about turning into adulthood. Turning 20s. But of course, this was exactly related to what I was just talking about in the early part of this video. They were using the traditional Korean system because Unhak has to wait one more year in order to turn 20, right? But let's go back. Unhak, the youngest, showed determination to take on more responsibility as an adult, stating, "I want to display a more mature and responsible side." He also shared, "The more I work, the more ambitious I become about improving myself." When asked about adult experiences he looks forward to, Unhak said, "I love going to saunas. Once I'm an adult, I want to go late at night after a long day without worrying about time." I think here he's like kind of referring to the time restriction, right? Because according to Korean law, pop culture and the arts industry promotion acts, like when producing popular culture and arts content, youth under the age of 15 who are engaged in such activities may not work more than 35 hours per week. But yeah, of course, he's still, he's over 15, but let's see. Pop culture and art businesses cannot engage youth under the age of 15 for work between 10 p.m. and 6 a.m. But if the day following the service provision is a school holiday, with the consent of the youth and the legal guardian or custodian, work may be extended until midnight. Pretty interesting, right? Now, what about the youth, the minors who are over 15? Sorry, I was just reading this one in English. What about those who are over 15 but still minors? Article 23. Youth aged 15 and older may not work more than 40 hours per week. But with mutual agreement, this may be extended by 1 hour per day and up to 6 additional hours per week. They cannot engage youth aged 15 and older for work between 10 p.m. and 6 a.m. However, with the consent of the youth and their legal guardian or custodian, exceptions may be made. Yeah, so this is for the youth, the minors, okay? And Unhak said that when he becomes an adult, he would like to go to sauna regardless of time because he loves sauna so much. Huh, pretty cool. I love Unhak because he's a great performer. He's got quite upbeat personality, and he's a great writer. He's very active in terms of like songwriting participation. So huge potential. Next up, let's see. To us, Jihoon and Hanjin, adulthood is a new challenge and will grow responsibly. To us burst onto the scene in January last year, immediately topping charts with their debut track. What was a 내가 estimate? No, plot twist, right? That one. They continued their success with hit songs and multiple rookie awards throughout 2024. Hanjin reflected on the past year as a building block of growth and described adulthood as a mix of anticipation and responsibility. Jihoon shared, I'm curious to see what kind of colors I'll add to myself and what thoughts will settle in my mind. I'll focus on growing responsibly. As for a bucket list, Hanjin said, I want to travel freely with friends, while Jihoon wished to spend a night at a jjimjilbang, Korean sauna. I've rarely stayed out past 10 p.m., so I think it'll be a fun, fresh experience. Again, 10 p.m. is that deadline, right? For the K-pop artists who are minors yet over 15. All right, what are the birthdays for these members? Hanjin is right. Today is Hanjin's birthday. Happy birthday, Hanjin. So he just turned 19. Let's calculate. 2006 January 5. 2025 January 5. Boom. 19 years old. So he is now an adult. That's huge. So happy birthday, Hanjin. Meanwhile, where is it? Hanjin and who? Jihoon, right? Okay. Jihoon was born 2006, March 38th. That means he's still a minor. So, this is interesting, right? Because by calendar year, Hanjin and Jihoon are the same age, right? 동갑. But now, Hanjin suddenly became a hyung, right? Which could create some awkward atmospheres if you're like very traditional Korean, right? But I'm sure these guys would be fine, especially because Hanjin is a Chinese member, right? And like nowadays, Korean people are less strict with the whole hierarchy system. And that's a good thing, I personally believe. But now, Jihoon is a minor, whereas Hanjin became an adult. So happy birthday. Unhak, how about Unhak? Unhak's birthday is November 29th. So that means he's still 18, right? November 29. There you go. But he will eventually turn 19 by the end of this year. So technically, if Boy Next Door were to follow the, international age system, the album title should have been 18.99. You know what I'm saying? And the article should have said that they're turning 19s. But like this particular article says, lots of Korean people are still familiar with the traditional age system more. Okay? So I hope this was informative. Let me know what you guys think about the age system. Is it Korean age system? Is it confusing? Is it better? How does it work? Does it ever happen to your country? Like, does something similar exist, or is it completely different? Let me know. Okay? And yeah, let's stay classy. Peace and love.